This winter storm and severe cold has swept across the U.S., you all. Yeah, this is the wind is howling. If you're watching this video with me right now, that wind is howling outside at my house. And we didn't get a lot of snow, but the temperature is now down, I guess maybe, I don't know, 2 degrees, maybe below zero right now. And it's just like blowing the snow around. The snow is just like packed on our cars, but not too much. Probably about that much snow. And it's going to be what do they say? Friday's predicted cold snap. Well, it is going to be cold. And could you imagine the people who are out homeless on the streets with no way to keep warm? There were instances of people, handing out sleeping bags and things like that. But I hope that there are shelters opened. I know that a lot of states and cities have shelters that are open for the homeless or the people who have lost power and all that kind of stuff, you all. We need to keep them in our prayers. We do. And just go check on your neighbors when you get a chance, especially if they're like elderly, by themselves or something like that. If you feel led within your spirit to do so, you all do that. Because this cold weather, it's really cold. It's really cold out there. And so let me got this little part of the earthquake map up right here. And looks like there was weather happening. Hello there, Joe. Hello, Mindbend. So let's look at this, you all. Oh my goodness! Look at some of the headlines that are out here with this winter storm. Of course, live updates. Over 200 million under advisories. Over 200 million or warnings from historic winter storm. Have we had more historic winter storms than what we see right now, you all? We could have. Let me come over here. I know I remember some in my lifetime, and I'm sure other people have remembered them too, but this weather is really cold. And I want to see if we can get this right here. I don't know if the power will get blowed out or anything. It's hard to tell. Let's see what this thing is doing. I don't know what that's doing. I guess it can't get a signal. Look at that. Let me pause this. It's not going to let me pause it. Live updates. So let's see this. Over 200 million people, or around 60% of the population, are under some form of weather warning or advisory from a historic winter storm. The powerful Arctic will continue to sweep across the eastern third of the nation. The Arctic. The widespread impacts to travel, potential power outages going into the holiday weekend, and in addition to the very cold temperatures, the high winds in the wake of the front will produce dangerous wind chill warnings across nearly all of eastern U.S. I believe that. Dangerous wind chill warnings. Hello. What's going to come on south? Good morning. Can you see what's coming to the South Jersey? Ya Agab. Hello. Let's see this. So widespread record low minimum temperatures are maximum temperatures. Record low maximum are expected. It's going to become a bomb cyclone early Friday. Let's see what we can find out. The severe weather is causing travel chaos. Huge waves for Lake Erie. Waves of 20 feet tall are forecast on Lake Erie. Forecasters from NOAA said in a tweet, wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour will produce a cycle of underwater wave that swings back and forth. Oh my gosh. That's weird, like swinging back and forth in the water. It will add to the highest waves will be likely 6 feet taller than most waves recorded on the lake during Hurricane Sandy. They will affect the area of Lake Toledo, between Toledo, Ohio, Buffalo, and New York. The upcoming winter storm is predicted. How long ago was this? This is 23rd. Massive seek with a water level 20 feet. It's a large standing wave of oscillating in a body of water. That is wild. Look at that. So let me see this right here if there's anything else. Tens of thousands are left without power. Oh, you're welcome, Zara. Yeah. Tens of thousands left without power. 274,000 overnight. Let's look at this, you all. Let's do this power outage. See how many people who are left without power. Oh, wow. So the yellow is 10,000 plus out. The orange is 50,000 plus out. And the red is 100,000 in Georgia. It looks like they're tracking 4,735,002 customers. 106,000 are without power. Wonder what happened there, you all. They got this thing, poweroutage.us is an ongoing project. You all, I need to put this in a note, Power Outage US, because sometimes you want to know what's going on. If they can keep tabs up on their power outages, that would be great for people to look at. It's getting a little cold up here, but look up here, the whole eastern area. What? Now see, let's think about this. How is it that these states up here have, let me do a screen share. Let me put this back to me. Let me put this back to me. Let me do this. I'm going to do a window share. Get this out of the way right here. I'm going to do a window capture. Let me look at this because I don't know if you can see the cursor on here. Let me see this. So let me shrink myself down and bring myself over this window capture. Shrink it down really small. Like right here. So how is it? Let me make this bigger. Get the whole entire map on here. That, okay, let me do this. Just shrink myself. How is it that these states all right here have 50,000 plus, out of power? And so, let me look right here. This state, so Maryland, let's see what else. Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. Okay, we got New Jersey right here. You got 0 plus outage in New Jersey. Only 4,769 without power. Massachusetts, we got Rhode Island has 5,000. Connecticut, you got like 82,000 customers without power. So New Jersey's really right up there. New Jersey, you all. Let's see what's happening in these other places. If we can. Like I got myself right here. Let me put myself back up here in the corner where I belong. Gina, honey, you belong in a corner. That's that power outage, you all. Let me see this. Some live updates. Mississippi, more than 10,000 in Washington, Oregon, Missouri, Kentucky, Ohio. The weight of the fallen snow. You all, you just tuning in. You got a family in Wellington, Idaho. Negative 41 degrees in Idaho. Hello, Susan B., honey. Let's see the worst impact for the weather. Let's see if I can. This website's not working for me. What on earth? Okay, now we're working. What states are going to get the West warnings first? What states? Let's see. Let me see this, you all. This like let's see if there's any warning for New Jersey. Oh, well, in New Jersey, you got a rare wind chill alert issued ahead of a flash freeze because it could feel as cold as 10 to 15 degrees below zero when a blast of Arctic air sweeps into your area. You got it going. It's really this wind chill. Severe traffic warning as millions embark on a Christmas getaway. So you can see this right here. 7.9 million leisure journeys. Oh, this is UK. You got schools out, Philadelphia impacts and stuff like that. Winter storm. Our president has urged Americans to take winter storms extremely serious. So he's got his map there on the table, nice visual. They did really good on these graphics, you all. So National Weather Forecast. So he has warned, and he's got his bulletin that he has to read, to an extreme. You need to take this. This is very serious, you all. He's read his bulletin right there, our president has. He gave a briefing about a storm traveling, dangerous and threatening. We got dangerous, threatening storms. Okay, from Oklahoma to Wyoming. Let's see if we can read his bulletin too, because I think this is the same bulletin that he's reading. So if I can shrink it down, we can read it together, because this is what his bulletin says in front of him. It's really a very serious weather alert here, and it goes from Oklahoma all the way to Wyoming, and Wyoming to Maine, and it is a real consequence. It's a real consequence. Well, that doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Reading it like that, a real consequence? This is a really very serious weather alert here, and it goes from Oklahoma all the way to Wyoming, and to Wyoming to Maine, and it is a real consequence. Did AI write this, you all? Because I don't think that sentence, and it is a real consequence, belongs in that sentence. It doesn't make sense to me. So I encourage everyone, please heed the local warnings. They tried to contact 26 governors so far in the affected regions. It's not like a snow day, you know, when you are a kid. This is serious stuff, and my team is prepared to help community weathers this, no pun intended, the storm and the freeze. Okay, we got it. Wind chill threat. Somebody's got a wind thrill threat. Crystal Schweitzer, your heater. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. We hope you stay warm. Crystal, wind chill of -22. Yeah. Zara Yalaka, if I feel led within my spirit to do thing about the fallen angels under the Euphrates River, wasn't that an area where once in a time a queen built a tunnel under it or something? Yeah, I can't remember. But we're talking about the weather right now, which is a very whatever. Weather storms. New Jersey, you got some severe weather warnings issued. So let's see this. What was that? A weather chill? Is that what they said? Susan B. Honey, a wind chill, weather chill. Yeah, extreme warning with this weather. Extreme wind chill. Dangerous. Dangerous wind chill 3 days ago. What is wind chill and why it makes it dangerous? I think they said it was coming from the Arctic. Isn't that what they said? The wind chill was coming from the Arctic, you all? I think they did, but that doesn't look right from the NOAA weather map to see wind chill coming from the Arctic. And I'm not going to wait for that. Let's go to NOAA, GOES satellite, the GOES satellite, and look at the wind for this area, for the CONUS. And let's look at the animation for the wind. See how this wind is coming through. Let's see if we can go back, see where it started, how it started coming in. This is on the 22nd. So the wind chill, wonder if we can get a bigger map. Look at the wind chill. It doesn't look like it's coming from the Arctic, because it's coming up from this way and it's blowing over that way. It looks like it's being pulled from the Pacific also, a front. Looks like it's coming from over here too, you all. It's red. It's totally red. Why did they say the Arctic? Because the Arctic is supposed to be really, really cold. It's all over the northern hemisphere. That's right. Let me see this. If I could get if there was any of these that could get it going. See, this is the problem with this. We can't get too good of a thing with this. It's not going to let us. What up there? This only gives you sections of wind. South. Okay, maybe we can get it. Mexico. No, they're only going to do the U.S. I'd like to see the other one. We can go to Go Satellite. I mean the Google Earth. It might have some more information on it. Google Earth Pro. To see what that looks like. Oh yeah, it's way up there. You can see it. Too bad we don't have this in. Look, the whole upper part is covered. Look at that. And it's just swirling around. Even looks like it's cold over here, probably in Hawaii too. Let's see. I think it's about the whole entire world has got weather. You got a little bit over here in South America. You've got some. Look at the bottom part of it too. This is all really cold. And yeah, it is. It's the whole upper part of the northern hemisphere. So why is that happening, you all? Really? And can the people weather the storm? Got that map spinning all around you all. Let me put this back to this thing, and I don't want to do that. You can't see my screen? Oh, well, it takes a while. Let me see. I think they probably messed my screen up. Let me push this button. If you can't see my screen, I think they probably messed it up. Okay, I think you can see it. It's in South Island, New Zealand, you all. Cold temperatures. Severe cold temperatures. 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 Across the globe, the world. Let's see that. World temperatures all around the world. Temperatures in North America. Let's see what this is. Alien Guru, thank you. Love you too. Now, I don't like reading stuff like this, you all. Temperatures around the world, you all. So wind chill alerts. Doctors warn health dangerously cold. Blizzard code conditions to disrupt the travel. Continue across the Midwest. Look at this. Surface temperatures. Yeah, I can't really do that right there, you all. I can't. It's dangerous. Arctic blast. Is it coming through the Arctic blast? Really, I really wonder. Look at that visual. Right here. That's a heat map. When was this heat map? Heat map shows how the polar vortex froze over the U.S. this winter. That's 2014. The heat map showed how it dipped south this winter, causing unusually. So okay. So we can have. I guess. The Midwest received the brunt of the vortex, with residents being advised to stay indoors during the life-threatening cold. The vortex caused the most problems in the South, where cities were ill-equipped to deal with accumulations. This is 2014. 2014, they got a polar vortex right here that got stuck there. Look at that, out in the cold. The Arctic winds dipped south into the U.S. this winter. Unusually cold temperatures, but we're in a different type of a thing, you all remember? We're in a global warming. The uncommon weather phenomenon caused record lows. Temperatures 40 degrees colder than average. So if this was then, is it really that cold, you all? Is it, are we seeing something really unusual, or are we seeing something that's really happening and going to continue to happen? They got to pull his vehicle out of the code, you all. If we could go over to Twitter, let's do the Twitter, see what's happening with the code. I don't know what's trending there. The weather, extreme code, extreme winter storm, wind chill. I don't know how to do this stuff like this. I'm not going to turn this on. Life-threatening, heavy, strong winds. It's hyped. The lamb. Yeah. Winter driving. I'd like to see some tweets by people. Signs of hyperthermia. If you get confusion, if you start to shiver, and you get difficulty speaking, and you get sleepy, and you get stiff muscles, you got signs of hypothermia. So you got to dress in layers. If you take your dogs out, you need to put some shoes on your dogs and a shirt. Get prepared for your weather outage, you all, is what you got to do. Let me put this back to me. Prepared for your weather outage right here, because you might get a weather outage. I'm not saying that you will, but you could get a weather outage. Let me see this. Lake Henry. Yeah, just people got to go to work. So it's not really dipped that far down, but you can see it coming down from up here. What is that? An Omega Ultimate. I don't even know what that is. I thought, what is that? It's a video game. Okay, you all, we got this going on. So you got severe weather. This is just, tomorrow is supposed to get better. That's what I think. Tomorrow will get better. Intense cold front, blizzard conditions, high winds, extreme cold, life-threatening wind chills. So I think they mean that, life-threatening wind chills. Negative 50 degree Fahrenheit wind chills, strong winds leading to blizzard conditions. Yeah, so let me put this back somewhere, you all. I'm not one for the weather. I really am not good doing the weather at all. I'm not good doing the weather, you all. But there's people who got weather outages already. You got some over here in Oregon, 12,000. I'm sure that there's probably more. Let's do this power outages. Power outages. See if there's any more power outages that are happening. I was trying to look and see if there's something in space. Power outages. Thousands as winds from this. Tracking the outages in Michigan. Yeah. That's, it's wild. Let me just put that map right there, you all. Your gas is shut off. Let's look at this. Come over here and let me come to the main screen right here. The live YouTube streaming, you all. You got some power outages going on. Let me scoot you all over so we can see your comments. Let me do this right here. If you got some power outages going on, let's see, you all. You can share what's happening where you're at. So we want to see the comments on here. Let me flip myself around, flip myself like this. Now, when I look this way, you can see me looking at your comments. So it's 40 degrees then at 4 a.m. and 5 degrees at 7 a.m. Free. Well, you're liable not to see free energy in your lifetime. Really, you're liable not. Negative 13 in Colorado. You all got some weather going on. Put that here so we can look at it. You have ceramic heaters. Cold. 60 degrees in St. Augustine. We have to figure out how to stop the entities. Well, I think there's a power greater than what we can deal with. No snow and high winds. It's hot. You're hot. It's a matter of time that a tree will fall on the power line. Oh, yeah, with the wind. If anybody got freezing rain or something like that, you're going to get really cold. Oh, a hot bath with double socks. Oh. Judith, honey, I don't know why I'm blurred on your screen because it's cold in Phoenix, you all. If you're just tuning in, we got cold weather all over. You know what? I wonder, yeah, when that wind is going to be 50 miles per hour, that's faster than you drive your car. In some streets, it's faster than the traffic signs, like it says speed, whatever it is. Massachusetts is wild. It's what? Susan, honey. Oh, you're talking about the wind. I thought you were saying it's 55 degrees. But no, you're talking about the wind chill. Negative 37. Everybody is supposed to wake up. Lisa B, honey, let me hear this. Everybody is supposed to wake up to the entire truth of our world on December the 24th of 2022 at midnight when Christ was born. Are you ready? Lisa B, honey, I ain't heard that. Is that a prediction of something that's coming? Well, thank you, Diane. I don't really normally wear it. I mean, I've got all kinds of clothes, you all, and I have a tendency to wear the most convenient thing, especially if I'm going to be outside getting my clothes dirty or working on something. I wouldn't want to get a light color dirty. Yeah, it could be your connection. Oh, it's up here. It's cold up here in this room. It's probably around, I don't know, 50, maybe 60 up here in this room where this computer is at, because it does not have its own personal heat except a plugged-in heater. And I've got the heater off because I don't like to hear anything going on. YouTube lowers your video quality. And yeah, if you have a cell phone and you're looking at this, when you're watching a video, you can click on the settings part of your YouTube video and say you want a higher setting, because they put it on a lower setting to save your battery or something, or it takes less data on a lower setting, you all. You have 2,500 listings on Poshmark shop bins. Wow. Wow. Well, it is cold. I can feel the cold right now, even under this coat right here. I was telling my husband a while ago, I said all of our winter clothes are inside the attic. I made cubby doors, and I don't know, I did a video on it too, I think, maybe on here, made a floor in the rafters and walled off that area so we could store like winter clothes or something like that. Yeah, you just tuning in. Let me see what's going on over here. So we got power outages. I really do wonder something. If the wiki fandom, wonder if that wiki fandom has anything about extreme cold weather. Extreme cold weather. Let me look at this. Extreme cold is an obstacle faced in the Metroid series due to Samus having been injected with a meteor DNA. Sub-zero temperatures become a threat to her. Oh, cold weather manipulation. So let's talk about the cryoatomic cold weather manipulation superpower on the wiki fandom, you all. The power to manipulate the cold weather variation of manipulation opposite to hot weather manipulation, cold weather control. Cryoatomic. What if there are beings out there doing this, you all? Look, so why did they make that? Elsa's frozen ice powers allow her to manipulate cold weather. You all, what if there really is something like this? In the spiritual realm, you've got an entity that does this. I've made myself too big on here. Let me get myself and make myself smaller. And I gotta, oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I have to come back here and get on here and make myself smaller. Okay. What if her powers, here we go. What if her powers, what if we really do have something like this? Why would they make that movie? Really ask yourself, why would you make a movie about someone who has a variation power to manipulate the weather like her? You can generate and manipulate all cold aspects of weather such as hail, snow, blizzards, cold air, freezing rain, etc. Advanced users may concentrate the effects greatly so they can make a snowstorm indoors or stretch them out as far as they can to cover it. They could. Yeah. So really, what is this cryoatomic? Because I like to go in there and look at that. Extreme weather, historical distribution, global warming, movies about it, military wiki, 80s. Let's look at this, you all. Look at the military history. Extended cold weather clothing system. Protective clothing developed in the 80s. The first generation parkas and trousers plus 20 other individual clothing, handwear, footwear used in various combinations. This sounds like a video game. How this is written out, like a Matrix thing. Various to meet the cold weather. The Generation 3 ECW is designed to maintain an adequate environmental protection in temperatures ranging between -60 and +40. Wow. Second generation. Look at that, you all. The entire shirt. They got nylon socks, boots, extreme cold weather, vapor barrier. They had all this stuff back then. Short bib, parka trousers, parka. This parka they got is really extremely, extremely warm. We've got one. My husband had. He got one in the military. Look at this. Extended climate weather warfare fighting clothing. Fleece cold weather jacket. All of this stuff, you all. What's going on with the live stream again? I'm probably going to be going. I really am. Since I'm just ran out of things to say. I really did. Georgia, honey. Georgie. It's not God, it's harp. Well, let's look at something really fast. Okay, let's talk about that. It's not just harp. Okay, it really is not just harp. I promise you, it's not. So, let's do this. What was that video? Let me go to the video on my channel. so we can do this, you all. You got time. If you're snowed in, you got time to come over here, and you can look at this video. This is one of the most, this video that I did is a live video. It was an hour and a half. It is packed plumb full of information. I got to find the hour and a half right here. This video, he's standing out in the code too. This, I would literally, now I'm serious, I would encourage you to watch this video right here. Earth's magnetic field is weakening and the poles may reverse. Okay, so I'm talking right here. California earthquake. We found facilities all over the place. Let's see what we're on right here. I got to find this thing. It's weakening, change polarity. You can see we found headlines where they were talking about all of this for several years already. Okay. The pole change weakening, the fall in the geomagnetic field. There was a scientist actually who did the study, lots of them. This right here, you all. This thing right here, it's talking about a Helmholtz, where did we get this, you all? Talking about Earth's magnetic field, and there was one thing that could stop it. The power of the Helmholtz coil. You want to get near this area right here. We're at 41 minutes and 33 seconds right here. What is the Helmholtz coil? This is where you would want to start, right here. Because this is the one thing that has the power to shut down Earth's magnetic field. Watch this, you all. And you can do what you want. You can do what you want, you all, with it, if you do it. But you can redirect the energy. So look, space weather variations. You can redirect the lines of the magnetic field. If you look, a magnetic field can be completely blocked with a Helmholtz coil. CERN has one. China has one. They have one there's a massive one in Florida. If you live in Florida, you all, watch what we found out. Right here, look at these places. This right here in Florida, right here, over 2,000 scientists a year come here. This is bigger than CERN right here in Florida. If you live in Florida, this is bigger, and the Los Alamos. You will want to look at that, you all, because look at this right here. To probe the fundamental questions about material, this is bigger. The National High Magnetic Field Laboratory is the largest and highest powered magnet in the world. The highest powered magnet in the world right here. Gina, I have taken up this whole screen, you all, but this right here, where I'm at, behind me, is the highest power. This is bigger than CERN right here in Florida. But it just got passed up by China. This is much bigger than CERN. It's much bigger than HARP. It's way, way bigger. Look, since 1999, I got to shrink myself. How did I still stay so big on here, you all? Let me get this right here. This is important. I'm not just saying that. Let me do this. So, how did I still got you all on here? Oh, because I'm looking at this thing right here. Since 1999, the record for a steady magnetic field of 45 Tesla has been held by the National High Magnet Field Laboratory in Florida, the MAG Lab. Who else uses MAG in his whatever? In U.S., scientists in China claim they have broken the world record. With this thing right here, you can literally disrupt the magnetic field of Earth. Or anywhere else in the world, you can redirect this magnetic field, and you can cause all kinds of things to happen. This is by far, this video right here is one of the most scientifically packed video in this, referring to this subject matter, the HARP, the CERN, the polars flipping, all of this that I've made. And this follows the scientific process. It shows you how we started from this point right here, and how we got to the very end and found all of this other stuff inside it. It takes you through, and it literally, it's backed by totally by science and things that you probably didn't know. Where is the magnet that causes Earth's magnetic field? If they can disrupt Earth's magnetic field, and they can do all kinds of stuff, you all. What would happen if Earth's magnetic field flipped? The Earth's axis is shifting. So again, we did this. China launched a magnetic field more than 1 million times stronger than Earth's. This just happened in 2022. This can help with the weather too. CERN, to me, at this point, is a teeny tiny compared to the one in Florida. To what's happening in Florida, I think CERN is kind of pretty tiny with this, the National High Magnetic Field. Also, if you live in Illinois, you have the Fermilab in Illinois. Fermilab, Illinois. And you will soon have in South Dakota, you will soon have another high particle accelerator. We did a video on that too, right here. We got, these things are all over the place, and I'm sure there's more than what we see here, what we found more than here, more than in Florida. All of this stuff is working together all around the world, you all. It is. So this is really, if you got time, this is a really interesting video. I want to watch it myself. I do. And you know, this is what happens between reversals, during a reversal, all of this stuff right here, and the weather is going to be erratic, extremely erratic, you all of it's going to happen like that. This Helmholtz coil is the one thing that will block the magnetic field of Earth, and you can do what you want with it. Look, it cancels Earth's magnetic field. They have one in Florida. I think they probably have one in Los Alamos. They have one at CERN, but CERN is a peant when it comes to Florida and China, even though they got, you know, that main scientific thing. And Illinois got one too, you all. They got it all over the place, all over the place. So this is so big, so massive, everything that's going on. They can cause earthquakes. They can do all kinds of things. It's the cancellation of Earth's magnetic field. And it tells you what the magnets are made of at CERN, in China, and also in Florida, you all. In Florida, at that area in Florida, they have, it's the largest in the world. It really is the largest area like that in the world. Right there with their high magnetic field laboratory. Now, I do like researching stuff like that. Really, I love it. I like knowing it. I do. So, let me pull myself back to here. Let me come back over here to where you all, if you got time, watch that movie. Earth's magnetic field is weakening and the poles may reverse. It's packed plumb full of information. Yeah. Thought, yeah. Austin has heating centers. Oh wow! So that's wonderful, you all. It really is. If you've got heating centers where you're all at and stuff. Let me look. If my head's this way, I got to flip myself around again. Yeah, I'm trying to make myself look like I'm looking at the comments by because I am. I can't see them if I don't flip it. This is going to keep many people inside, and or, you know, there's a whole lot of activity. There's a lot of activity happening in the sky above. There's ships there. Oh, you can't watch the Home Alone. Yeah, they can. They can use their machines all they want. They can. Yes, we'll find a way out of this through the way of love, which is the universal light. That's right. Christina, honey, the new crack in the magnetic field, I'm sure they can bring it down, Christina, honey. It does. And if you take the time, even you can just skim through that video we did. It's an hour and 30 minutes. I know it's long, but after that, watching that video, you'll get a better understanding of what we're dealing with. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. You really will. It's there's powers beyond our control. Thank you. This is one of my winter coats. Since I don't like to wear it, but I'll wear it up here because I can't get it dirty sitting here at the computer. Because I'm not going to be out there working on cars or doing things in the basement with tools and stuff. Yeah. It's not like this without the sun. There was something I saw about the sun. The sun was dying. I remember a long time ago watching a video by these scientists saying the sun was like dying or something, the sun going supernova or something like that. But then they said that's why all these other countries want to put their artificial suns up in the sky to keep the earth from freezing to death, maybe. Yeah, that's right. So, wisdom is older than knowledge. Yes. Alan Tovey, there's been many people I've seen, not just since I started this journey 4 years ago, but even before, they claimed that they were the Messiah. There's so many people saying that they are the Messiah. Lots of them. There really are so many. And they have followers. They do. Some just only a few, but there's lots of them who say that they are. And I think I saw somewhere where they said they had a Messiah. Yeah, there's all kinds of it. What's it say? When they say, look, here he is, or there he is, do not believe it. For as lightning is seen in the east, shall also the seeing or the coming of the Son of Man. Yeah, when they say, look, he's there on the housetop, look, he's there, don't believe it. There is supposed to be some astronomical, some signs in the sky that would foretell, probably like a plasma apocalypse, when the sky recedes like a scroll. That's what the plasma apocalypse does, you all. It's like a rip in the sky, and it opens up, and these big old tendrils come down in the ground like that. The big plasma tendrils, and they ground themselves, and then they start sucking up things. And the people on the earth, they don't want them to suck up all the humans, so they kind of retrofit the humans, because you ain't getting all the organic life, so they do something to the humans. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you all, I'm gonna go. Yeah. The Euphrates trouble. What? Let's look at something, you all. How many times has the Euphrates River dried up? Now they can dry it up if they want to. Has the Euphrates River dried up before? Over the years, let's see, look at these cracks in it. A drought hits West Asia. 70 jubilees. Euphrates River drying up. It will dry up because they say the Antichrist will come east through the Euphrates River. Is this the kings of the east or something? Drying up, Jeremiah's prophecy. Let me do a time search, you all. Let me just do this. When you do this, let's go to a custom date range. Let me bring this over. Well, I can't really bring this over there. What is it doing? Let me go back all the way to probably, let's do a 1988. Let's do a 1992. Let's see this. Apply. Turkey diverts the Euphrates River. Okay. Turkey will cut off waters to Syria and Iraq. Okay, if they cut the water off, the Euphrates will dry up. Turkey plans to cut the flow of the Euphrates to Syria and Iraq. The nature of international law, relations between Turkey, Ancient Euphrates, the lifeline of ancient Mesopotamia, and that courses 1,460 miles. Wow. So culinary dries up Utah's Kansas, Santa Ana. Yeah. Try to see if there's any other time that it should Euphrates River dry up. Look. Turkey diverts. Oh, I've already seen that. So here's the Euphrates from way back then. Some of the images you all. Gina, you are so big on here. You all, let me get myself out of the way. I am so sorry. I am. So here's the images of this Euphrates River. You all, I made it so big. Sorry. This is from 1990. If they divert it, will it cause it to dry up? Is what I'm wondering. You think they would? With the push of the button, President Turgut Özal diverted the powerful Euphrates River away from Syria and Iraq. To watch the ceremony that Turkey was going to use the river's diversion to harm Syria and Iraq. So 315 miles. The reservoir will have a surface area. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, you all. I don't. Let me come back over here to this. You all get me sidetracked on here and make myself so big on here, and I can't really see your comments. If I turn my head this way, I can see them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wonderful time to be alive, and Gina Honey's going to be hopping off here because, yeah. Thank you, Arena. I am going to go, you all. So, it's 8 in the morning. I got an early start to my day. I did. That's right. I'll go down there and get me a fresh cup of probably hot tea this time. Hot tea. Yeah. I normally don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person. Every once in a while, I might have a fried egg or something. Or the pits of hail. Corey, the pits of hail are opening up. Wake up, people. Well, we've done videos about the gates of hail with the methane gas coming up out of the earth. 10 tons a day from a certain lake in Alaska. 10 tons a day. Just heating up the earth. Normally I'd eat a boiled egg if I eat something, just like maybe one boiled egg with some salt on it. But yeah, I don't normally eat breakfast. When I did, I like the gravy and biscuits. Yeah, I'm not a breakfast eater. It kind of, yeah. So that's okay. That's all right, you all. It'll slow me down, probably. Yes, Carolyn, Jesus heals. I'm not going to say he doesn't. That's right. Yes. Oh, you're so welcome, you all. I'm going to go. Oh, my goodness. 2 or 3 in the morning, Sonia. Yeah. So, yeah. So, it doesn't matter. Let me address this. Archery and outdoors. It doesn't matter to me where they come from. It doesn't. If I'm praying for something and I have something going on in my life and I pray and that something gets taken care of and it's an answered prayer and I believe it, what's it matter to me? It doesn't matter one bit. It doesn't matter what nobody else thinks at all. If I'm dying, if I had a child that was dying and I asked people to come lay hands on them and I laid hands on them and we prayed to say Jesus and they get healed, am I going to sit there and curse and say, no, I don't want your healing? No, I'm not. So don't be knocking who people pray to. If it works for them and they get good coming out of their life, or maybe they got on a bad road, going down drugs and everything all their life, and then something happens and their life is turned around and they're saved, Why would you want to speak ill of that? If somebody turned themselves around, really, and if a miracle occurred, say somebody's losing their home, their job, they're about to lose their family, they're about to be put out on a street. If something doesn't happen, then all of a sudden something happens out of nowhere. They don't lose their job, they don't lose their home. They got food to eat. Yeah. Why would you want to knock it? If you don't believe in it, then that would be, up to the individual. I personally believe in the power of prayer. I do pray. I do. If I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't pray. Now, there's sometimes when people pray and they don't get what they want. You know why? Because they ask with the wrong intentions. Yeah. Susan, his comment isn't on your feed. Maybe he deleted it. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so no, it doesn't matter. I was sitting there thinking that too. How they say, like, I read something where Jesus was like an alien. So, he's never done me wrong. He hasn't. Every time I've ever needed him, he's been there. Every time I've prayed, I've had my prayer answered in ways that I could never imagine. Really, I'm very serious. So it doesn't matter if he's an alien who comes from another planet. If he's up there on a ship, what's it matter to me? It doesn't matter. In the big scope of my life, it does not matter. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so he can be on the light ships. Jesus can be on a light ship, and he descended in a cloud. That's right. He went up in a cloud. He's coming back in a cloud, according to the prophecy, you all. And all I know is that, let me see, y'all. Let me get my favorite picture if I can find it. Jeannie, you ain't going to find it right away because they don't want you to find it. That's fine. It's fine. It's all right, you all. I know that there's UFOs in the sky. And I know that we got these light ships right here that I documented coming in, which is really lovely. Right here. If he wants to come on a ship, he can come on a ship. He can. If he wants to come in a cloud, he can come in a cloud. If he wants to come during a plasma apocalypse, if the sky recedes and that's the rapture, so be it. There is a theory. There is really a theory about the rapture, you all. That when you die, that is your rapture. That is a theory too. When you die, that's your rapture. Yeah. That's right. So, that's okay, you all. If people, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. People like to make fun of monks. They do. I think they live a very peaceful life. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Can we live our life in peace and love and kindness? Yeah. Can we? And can we not speak down to beings that are more powerful than us that we know nothing about? Because, you could be speaking against angelic beings up there in the sky. Am I going to embrace a demonic being? Absolutely not. There's many people on the earth that got some demonic beings in them. They do. That's right. And I'm not going to have nothing to do with them. They're troublemakers and they like to stir the pot and cause trouble. That's what they want to do. Thank you, Jewish Samaritan. Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be a false Messiah coming. There really is. But then to them, he'll be the real one, see, really. Archons are using willing humans. Yes, they are real, Dennis. The archons are very real that are out there. Archonic energy that exists. Y'all just please, if you want to say that the good energy, you got to keep your vibration high. You really do. You got to be positive. Keep your vibration high in love. Okay, let's sum it up. God is love. Love. Love, love, love. Everything boils down to love. The light within you is love. Okay, that's what it all boils down to. L-O-V-E. Get you some love. Let it go right there in the center of your being. Love. Okay? Love is the highest frequency you could ever hope to have within your being. And it does light the way. It's the light in the darkness. Okay, it is. So, yeah, if you can keep that love within you, keep that light burning, you can be pretty good at blocking out those negative entities. You can. You can really good at blocking them straight out. That's what you want is love. Love, love, love. That's right, Sonia. It is a lot of the same messages. That's right. Love. A country boy, you wonder if all these deities and ETs are one and the same creatures or entities. Well, they go by, there's many different names. Names have been changed. Somebody said that Isis, was it Isis was Mary and Horus was Jesus. They say throughout the centuries that the gods, you know, they took on different names. And really, if you look within different cultures, you have different stories about the biblical flood. They have a story about a deluge. Okay, they do. And that's what they said throughout the thousands of years. The names changed, just like the Inky and the Enlil and stuff. But there is a sing and shout it, walk and talk it. There's a higher power, you all. That's right. Sing and shout it, walk and talk it. There's a higher power. That's right. Amen. There's a higher power. I know that there's a higher power. I do. I know there's a lower power too. Low vibrating negative entities. Yes, you all. That's right. Love and happiness. That's right. Well, I want love and happiness. I do, and I'll do my best to hold on to it with wisdom and knowledge and understanding. That's why you shouldn't go around trying to create trouble for people. People who go around creating trouble for others try to steer the pot, create trouble where there is no trouble. They're troublemakers, and they don't like your vibration being high. They want to bring you down to that low vibration. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, we can raise our vibration as high as we want, Dennis, honey. There are people who can see into the spiritual realm, the invisible realm. There are. They got powers. This and many. You can do everything. You can. That's right. Beverly, I looked into that a long time ago, what you're talking about, this red heifer and false messiah ready. I did. I got a video on here. Go to the playlist End Times. If you go to the playlist End Times, I documented they were looking for their star, the KIC 93, I think 82227. And then I went into the documentation where they had to go get the red bulls and the priest in waiting and all of that kind of stuff. All of it, you all. Yeah, it's okay. Let's have some love. So like a love right in here. We can have some love. There are people who don't like happy people. They don't like happy people at all. And they don't like you to be loving because they can't handle that energy. They think it's so fake because they don't know what it's like, because they've never felt the love. They've never been loved their whole life. So I'm going to go. We're talking about the weather. But the weather, we ended up on love, you all. So stay warm wherever you're at, you all. You need to stay warm. Let me flip this around. Let's get this, Gina. Get my face on here if I can. Look at this camera. If I can look at it, you all. I'm going to go. Yeah, so thank you. And yeah. So with that being said, I'm going. And hello. Wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And, yeah. Country boy, there's many theories. You notice I don't talk about the galactics. I don't talk about them at all. I don't. You ever wonder why? And the ships. I don't talk about my ships being the galactic whatever. You ever ask yourself, does people ever wonder, if you ever wonder why Gina don't talk about the galactics and the ascension and all that kind of stuff, keep wondering. You can keep wondering, is all I'm going to say. There's people who talk about many different subjects because that's where they get their information. I to keep my own information right out here, you all. I show you whatever and talk about certain things. I don't talk about that stuff because I'm not vibrating on that frequency. I'm not. Yeah, I can't go there. I can't. I know that my hope is centered in love, grounded on the inside of me. I do. And I ain't got time to just like go off on other trails. I don't really. Our world is changing. We got to stay grounded on the inside. We really do. It's okay, you all. I like hearing about people's journeys, about the galactics at times and other stuff. It's good to be aware of what's happening. And, yeah, that's right. I'm going to go.